Just send him 2-3 years Dagestan and forget.
Alright guys, we just got wrapped up with UFC 314 and now it's time to go over what happened and what matchups we make after this. What a beautiful performance from Alex Volkanovski over Diego Lopes. I think the two matchups we make now are Volkanovski versus Movsar Evlov, and we do Diego Lopes versus Yair Rodriguez. We saw the beef at the press conference, and now with one losing and one winning, it propels them to the exact same place they need to fight. Now, guys, I love this matchup. Diego Lopes is striking. It's very good. He has a very good chin. Then you got Yair Rodriguez. Not so sure about that chin, but he does have very good striking as well. Now, this is a very good matchup, and I'd love to see it. Then we got Volkanovski versus Evlov. Now, Volkanovski versus Evlov, I think it's the worst matchup for Movsar. I mean, Movsar, all he has on the table is his wrestling, and if Volkanovski could just negate the wrestling and, strike with him, it's an easy fight for Volkanovski. I mean, Evlov doesn't have much to give in the striking realm. It has no power, so I see Volkanovski winning that fight. But guys, that's the main event fights that we're gonna get, and I'm happy with them. All right, guys. Now let's talk about the co-main event. We got Chandler versus Pimblett. Pimblett, what a performance! He proved that he's constantly improving and that he's a legit contender in this division. Now, what fight do I see him having? I say Justin Gaethje. Obviously, Justin Gaethje is a very good matchup for him. But then we got Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker could also bring a test for Paddy Pimblett. I do think Paddy Pimblett has too much grappling for Dan Hooker, but Dan Hooker has proven that he's able to slip out of submissions and inflict damage over his opponents, which would be a good fight for Paddy. But guys, it's either Justin Gaethje or Dan Hooker, in my opinion. This very good fights. Michael Chandler, on the other hand, I mean, maybe Pitbull moves up to 155, fights Chandler for what is it, the trilogy or the second fight? I don't know. But Chandler, he seems done in this division. He's not very good, guys, anymore, at least. He's 38 years old, and it really showed. He did not look like, the Chandler we always see, where he is able to tag the guy. But at the same time, guys, I think it's been proven in the UFC that Chandler is just not at that level. He's not. He was able to knock out an aging Ferguson. He was able to knock out Dan Hooker when, Dan Hooker already had previously got destroyed by Dustin Poirier. Well, not destroyed, but he was in a war with Dustin Poirier. But yeah, guys, I don't see Chandler really competing at this level anymore. Maybe we see Conor McGregor versus Chandler fight, especially that Chandler's on the decline, so Conor McGregor would want to pick him off like that. But Conor McGregor's a politician. That won't happen. Either way, guys, I think Chandler should retire realistically. Okay, we're skipping over Pitbull versus Yair Rodriguez because we just covered that. So we're going to cover Gene Silva versus Bryce Mitchell. Now, Gene Silva, guys, Gene Silva is legit. He proved me wrong. He really proved me wrong. I really thought that Gene Silva was going to have a very tough test here in Bryce Mitchell. But he literally proved that he's a much better fighter than Bryce. And he is a contender in this division, guys, now. I think he proved that, he has the talent and he's there in this division. But there's fights to make for him, really. There is a lot of fights you can make for him. And one is Lerone Murphy. Lerone Murphy. I mean, Lerone Murphy had a very boring fight recently, and I don't see them just, throwing him up into the rankings. I think they're going to give Gene Silva a shot to take over Lerone Murphy's spot, and then we see Gene Silva on the title run. He's going to go for the title, guys. He's going to make it to the title, and I think he'll win the title. He proved me wrong. He really proved that he is very good on the ground and very good standing, obviously. This guy got a ninja choke. This guy got a ninja choke on Bryce Mitchell. Bryce Mitchell, the guy that has one of the only twisters in the UFC. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. Then you got Bryce Mitchell. What does he do? He has to fight down in the rankings now, guys. That was not a good performance from him. Obviously, he did a decent job, but not a very good performance. At the same time, guys, this loss is gonna age well for him. Gene Silva is obviously gonna do very well in his career, and it's not gonna look as bad on Bryce Mitchell's resume. But to get caught with a ninja choke like that, just wow. With a beautiful KO at UFC 314, Dominic Reyes, where is he fighting next? Guys, I got him versus Rakic. Fights Rakic. It only makes sense. He's doing well now. Let him fight up in the rankings. Then we got Krylov. Krylov, poor performance, 2-year layoff. Can you blame him? He got KO'd. He really got KO'd. And I see him fighting Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker is a good matchup. I mean, you got a shitty chin, really bad chin, versus Krylov, who he has good power, but obviously coming off KO, 2 year layoff, it's just a better matchup, and it's just something that you could watch to pass the time while you're watching the UFC. And yeah, there's not much to it, guys. Light heavyweight's not that fun to not that it's not that fun. It's just not that competitive. But no, Dominic Reyes is back. Dominic Reyes is back. I'm supporting his title run. I'm supporting his title run like heavy, heavy, heavy. I want that Dominic Reyes champion, though it's going to be really hard to happen because you got Ankalaev and Alex Pereira as the two guys. We're supporting it still. We're supporting it. I believe. I believe. Thanks, guys, for watching the fight wrap up. Now, listen, guys, I love the support we've been getting lately. We're up 60 subscribers in the past, I believe, 5 days, 6 days. And yeah, guys, it's been a tremendous week and love you all. And just thank you for supporting. So I'll see you guys in the next one for when's the next event? I don't know, in a week or two, whatever. But I will be posting, during next week, this week, every week. Just little stuff, to make every event just seem more interesting to you guys. No problem. Ciao.